Hello and welcome, guys. We continue talking about emotional skills. And today we're going to talk about accepting your emotions, our fourth emotional skill. So, in order to accept our emotions, what we can do? First of all, we can use some wisdom from emotional schema therapy. I have a whole different playlist about emotional schema therapy, so please check it out. It can help you accept your emotions. Next, what we can do, second, what we can do, we can analyze our past and from where we got bad ideas about our emotions, like from which events, from whom. Because, for example, a child is not born with understanding that anger is bad. No, some adult told them so. So you can remember those events and understand that those ideas about emotions come from somewhere. What else we can do in order to accept our emotions? We can practice in being more open with them around people whom we trust. Like if you have a relationship where you feel seen and loved and noticed, you can start sharing about your emotions more. You can be more open about them. And when the other person is accepting and kind towards you, you start accepting your own emotions as well. What also can help you accept your emotions is doing self validation. Self validation basically includes that you tell yourself that I am feeling this emotion and this is completely normal. Given the circumstances, many other people would be feeling a similar emotion, and my emotion is valid. My emotion makes sense. It makes sense that I feel angry right now. It makes sense that I feel overwhelmed. It makes sense I feel tired and exhausted. It makes sense. So basically you can do this self-validation to yourself as well. It helps accepting your emotions. What also can help is, of course, therapy, but we are not covering it right now. Also, what can help is developing this kind of compassionate figure for yourself. It can be like imagined character, it can be your own compassionate self, and you can use it in order to soothe yourself and calm yourself down, and so on and so on. So, for example, when you feel upset, imagine that there is, I don't know, your grandma or somebody close to your heart. Maybe it can be even some book character or something talking to you about those emotions. It can also be very supportive as an image. And if you want to know more about this self compassion and compassionate self, it comes from therapy of compassion, actually. Yes. Next, what we can do in order to accept our emotions is practicing observer position, this mindfulness of emotions. Like imagine that emotions are just like clouds floating in the sky, and you are laying on the ground and you're just watching them from far away. You don't need to control them, you don't need to resist them, you don't need to worry about anything, you don't need to solve anything, and you just observe like how they float by, how they feel in your body. So instead of judging, instead of acting, instead of thinking, you just develop this kind of meditative state where you observe your emotions. This is a very important skill, and you can also practice it if you do some yoga or martial arts or dances or something like that. You can also use art therapy for this, like drawing something and observing the drawing, you kind of observing the emotion from kind of not being together with emotion completely, but being a bit apart and looking at it from a bit of a distance. This helps you develop your mindfulness, but also helps you stop being so judgmental about your emotion and kind of being more kind and more open minded about it, and try to look at it with open mindedness and also with curiosity and kindness. Like, don't immediately think that this emotion is bad or good or something like that, that you need to do something about it, but just try to look at it curiously, as if it's some unusual cute animal, or as if it's some curious chemistry experiment when you see different colors mixing in a liquid. So kind of try looking at it with curious position, with open-minded position, with kind position. All this helps accepting this emotion. What also can help is imagining that your emotion is same as hunger or thirst or sleepiness or headache, same kind of, like physical sensation, and also accepting it and observing it from the side. So those are most common ways in which you can observe your emotion and accept it. First of all, remember that emotions are completely normal. We cannot control emotions. Emotions are not our choice. Feeling angry or sad or disgusted or happy, all of those emotions are completely normal, and it doesn't make you good or bad person. And feeling all of the emotions is okay. um, and practicing all of those exercises will help you accept your emotions and not be so ashamed or so scared of them or so resistant towards them. And if you accept your emotions, it will be much, much easier to regulate them, and actually much, much easier to act in a more balanced way, in a more wise way, and so on. So your home task is practicing those exercises for the next week. You can choose all of them, or you can choose only several of them, and or you can choose and try. You can try first each of them and then choose those that you like the most. So all of those will help you to accept your emotions. And I will see you in the next video with our next basic emotional skill. Bye.